we got a job in Chester. Well, Chester's not very far away, really. And I went down, and they were at some bar in the afternoon, a matinee.
That's Chester,
And
Pennsylvania.
Sonny Payne just joined. They had a boy. That was I sat back. He was the bandstand was here, and I'm behind him, right here. And well, he was some kind of player. Whew, heaven's sakes. I mean, all the drummers that they've always had were really good guys, because I got to work. I got Joe Jones, Philly, not Philly, but Papa Joe, who was really a little goofy, but such a nice guy. And I used to have to play his drums. See, I've had to play drum sets. We can start with Papa Joe, Louis Belson's, Buddy Rich. There's and some of the old timers, really old guys.
Oh, Gene Krupa too.
Gene Krupa, yeah. And so I've had a taste of playing on all kinds of different.
Even maybe
Don Lamont,
Cozy Cole. Was he?
Cozy Cole, Don Lamont, and even going back, if you look into history.
J.C. Hurd.
Yeah, J.C.
Mm-hmm.
That's when that was the first drum clinic ever thrown. It was right up the street.
From the hotel where I'm at.
Not now.
No, it was up the block and over.
Yeah, right. There you go. I think it was at the Carter, wasn't it? The Carter Hotel, right in the corner of 9th there. That's some kind of housing thing now. But that's where he did it. Roy Burns came in. Roy Burns, he was there too.
Right.
So I played all these guys' drums at different times, you know.
Yeah, that was Louis Hayes, J.C. Hurd, I think Louis Belson.
Louis come in, and Roy.
Yeah, and there was maybe one other drummer.
Because J.C. was working at the clubs.
Right.
So I was working with him. And
Louis Hayes with Cannibal Adderley, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe Leo's or something like that.
I think so. Yeah. So I didn't play on his drums. Yeah. But so I had quite an experience as far as playing different. You could tell how, you know, Papa Joe's bass drum pedal. You could blow on it and it would go down. It was, the spring was so like this, you know. It just, and you know, it takes you about a week to get used to different things, you know. Then down the line, you could jump on it and it would barely move. Because he hit hard and he had to use his whole leg with that band, you know. But then he took off. So I had to sub for him for a few days down there. I forget who he was playing with. This famous arranger from the Tommy Dorsey band that wrote all those big hits. He had a little quintet there. So that was at the Theatrical, yeah. So at 13 years, you cover a whole bunch of people. Oliver Jackson, nice. His grandson is now working. I think he's with at the Lincoln Center.
Ali Jackson.
Yeah, that's his grandson.
grandson.
Yeah, that's Oliver's grandson. And Oliver was such a nice person too.
And he played with the Earl Father Hines.
Right. Yeah. Right. And he would come in with several different groups.
Yeah.
He was like there's like a little shop in New York where all the drummers hang out, and hey, I'm working in Cleveland next week. Do you want to go? You know, and then they would be coming in. You know.
In the '80s, he was playing with Lionel Hampton.
Who?
Lionel Hampton. Towards the end, he was playing with Lionel Hampton.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There was a weird guy. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Man, I never saw any band leader treat this band so bad in my life. Yeah, and then he'd bring his Bible out and start reading. You know, this is really strange. Yeah, but enough said. So, where are we?
There was a piece that I wanted to ask you about with Buddy Morrow, was it?
Yeah.
Where did that fit in after Chicago? When you did the quintet after that?
Oh, yeah, it was after that, yeah. And I got a call. One of the guys on that quintet was with Buddy.
Mm-hmm.
They came through town. They had a job at Kent. And he called me. He said, you know, we're having a little drummer problems. Do you want to come down? So I said, went down the band was in town. They said, Dick Johnson, and myself, a bass player, Scott LaFaro, and let's see, Dick, yeah, and piano player Joe, who's with Diane Warwick, been with her for years now. And so we went upstairs to Statler. They wanted to jam a little bit. They didn't want to see if I could play the drums, that's all. And so we played a few tunes. Coming down to Kent tonight, you know, so I said, okay. Went down in the old gymnasium, and they had dance or something going on. So I went down and sat in with the big band, and you got the job, do you want to go? Well, yeah, I guess so. I'm not doing a whole lot right now, because between, we were thinking of going to Florida. As a matter of fact, I did go to Florida. That lasted about 2 months. That was terrible down there. The work was terrible. They kind of thought it was going to be like a Hollywood East, because Jackie Gleason was doing his shows from there, and there was a lot of television going on, and it seemed like it was a good idea. Wrong. That lasted 3 months. I packed the car up and said, we're going home. Then, well, I was watching TV down there one day, and one of my trumpet players I used to sit right next to, and Buddy's band, he was on with Les Brown's band, and that's enough of this. I'm working in a grocery store, you know, unpacking produce and stuff like that. No, wrong. So that's how I get, but yeah, I went, sat in, and they said yes. And I went on the road with them. Yeah, and we that's the picture of the band right there. There's a couple pictures there. Yeah. And different location jobs that we did, and it was some good players in the band. You know, we really were, and it was good experience. You know, but that ran out of gas too, because my kids. I'd tell Buddy, he said, will you stay through the West Coast? I said, yeah. I'll do that. Because I had the kids, they're all here. And she's here, and you can't take them on a road with a big band. So I did the Hollywood Palladium was the last job. And then we did a movie, made a sound stage, and a drum solo. Did you ever see those drum solos and they don't look right? Well, there's a good reason for that. They made an acetate for me, but the rehearsal, recording studio, you could seat 150 people in this stupid place, and we're only 18 men, you know. It was a huge thing. So we did this drum solo thing, and here's your acetate. You got to take it home, put it on your record player, and learn it, because you're going to shoot it tomorrow or the next day. What do you mean? Well, you go back into the shoot. The recording was in one place. Now we're on set. You know, nobody's playing a note. They're just going, faking their parts. You know, but you're a drummer. You're doing all this dumb stuff, and you know, you got to go home. You got to go play back to that. And so they put 2 huge speakers about big as a fireplace behind it, with curtains right behind the drum set, and played the records for the whole band, you know. Now it's my turn. Now I've got. Well, no wonder it's ridiculous. You know, I didn't memorize everything that I did. You know, you play something. You know, so that was my movie land business. You know, but I left there and went back home after that, and just jobbed around here, and till that the theatrical opened up. Their drummer went on to Kansas City. So I took the job, and I've been there 13 years. So it was good for that reason, you know. You couldn't play you know, because the bartenders would be hollering at you, somebody would be hollering at you. It's too loud, you know, because everything was so close together there, you know, that little bar and people sitting there. Yeah, so you put up with it, but are we done?